A customer sent in their Raceme Ultra performance tuning device, which is experiencing an issue with the charging port. It was physically damaged. It's actually completely off of the unit, so we're going to go ahead and show you how to fix that. First thing is, let's open it up, which I already have, and we're going to remove the circuit board out of the unit. So to do that, we're going to need to disconnect the ribbon. So there's two black clips. I'm going to push them down, just like that, and that should free up the ribbon connector. And now the circuit board should just lift out. I'm going to use this little pry tool to get it out of there. All right, and now it is free and clear. So this is the damaged area, our original port, and as you can tell, the pins are still soldered onto the board. They were sheared off of the actual charging port here. So we're going to remove all of those, and once we're done, we're going to install this brand new one on there. All right, so I'm going to try a few different ways to desolder and remove the legs that are stuck on the circuit board. First, I'm going to try by adding some fresh solder and then using the tweezers and try and remove them. So we'll start with this one. Maybe let's use some better quality tweezers. There we go. We have our first pin. There we go, our second. And you know what? I'm actually going to try to push them from the back. See if that helps in any way. Maybe we'll desolder a little bit. Okay, yep, they're pushed up a little bit more, so it might be easier for me to get a grip on them. Well, that one just flew away. Well, it is out of the port, so that's what we needed. Okay, there goes another one. Cool. All right, and that one's out as well. Let's go ahead and clear out the solder from the port, or the joints. Okay, let's try that again from the top. All right, and now let's get these bigger ones. These, I believe, are our ground pads. So I'm adding a little bit of new solder first. And the reason for is because they are ground pads, they're a little bit harder to solder. That whole pad soaks up a lot more heat. All right, so I'm gonna try and push it through to the back. And same thing, let's see if we can try and grab it. Yep, all right, got it. And we'll do the same thing to this last one over here. Just trying to physically push it through. There it is. Oh, nope, it reattached. There we go. All right, and that's our final piece. Okay, now let's desolder those large ground pads. So I'm just gonna solder it for a little bit, get that solder nice and flowing, nice and hot, so that whole ground pad gets warm, kind of a preheat, if you will, so that when I go to desolder it, it'll flow a little bit better onto the desolder wick. Perfect. We'll do the same over here. Just hang it on the joint for a few seconds. Make sure we have good flow. Okay, and it does look like I bent the pad just a little bit. We should be all right though. I don't think it'll damage anything. All right, and now we can go ahead and feed through our replacement port. And I am keeping one hand on it on the back side to hold it in place. And we're gonna solder it down. Starting by our ground pads first. Oh, and that's not the best idea. I'm getting all the heat to transfer to the back side, so I burnt my finger a little bit. That's okay. Now it is in place. It's not pretty, but we'll clean it up in a bit. Go ahead and solder down those pins now. And then I'm going to add a little flux just to clean it all up, just to make it easier to get really smooth flow here. Now we'll do a quick clean. Okay, and everything looks solid on the front, so let's do a quick live test and see what we get. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. And do we have power? We do. All right, so we are now getting power back to the unit, so that does confirm we have a successful repair. It's obviously not plugged in and hooked in all the way, but that's gonna have to be done in the vehicle. If you found the video helpful or useful, make sure to leave us a like and subscribe. If you want to send in one of your units for repair, we'll have a link to our flat rate service in the video description below, where we always offer a 1-year warranty.